Hello everybody and welcome back to another video, and if you're here for the very first time, it's an absolute pleasure to meet you. I'm Jane and my husband Mike is behind the camera. We're British, early retirees, we've got no debt, we've paid off the mortgage and we live a thrifty, frugal and money-saving life here in Brittany in northwest France. And every Sunday we bring you an aspect of our private life. What have we been up to that's low cost? What have we been up to that's frugal, that's thrifty? It's no spend March for us. We have no spend February, no spend March, and we have 6 total no spend months in a year. And what do people like us, we thrifty and frugal people, get up to around our homes, living here in northwest France when we're not spending any money? We hope that you enjoy the video. I'm going to take you a quick walk around of the garden. So the house is up there, and here you see our empty wood sheds, and that's our other wood shed. So it's all our winter wood, and it's been the first warm, dry day in months and months and months. So I'm going to take you for a walk around and show you another part of our garden that at this time of year is underwater. That literally, as you walk along the grass, it splashes up my Wellington boots, up my wellies. Let's turn around and show you this side. Ah, there it is. It's even got marshmallow growing here, so it's a marsh plant growing here. I'll turn you around even further. We've got a water course over there, a water source and a water course, and it all runs down to the river. And I can't, over that far side of the garden, I can't stand there without sinking to my knees. But it's okay, it all dries out by May. By May, this is a lovely lawned area and we're cutting it all. Let's walk you a bit further, take a little tour around the garden. So you can see that is a fallen tree. We can't get to the other side of it to cut it up until at least May, because like I said, if we stand there we will sink. And we've got lots of other fallen trees to cut up and lots of wood from previous winters. It's a big old plot of land, and our intention this year is nothing more than tidy it. That's it. Tidy it up. Cut up the wood, stack the wood, cut the grass and tidy it. So I'm now going down to the lower bit of the garden, which we call the lower lawn. Taking you with me. And here you can see these boulders, huge boulders, and I can turn you round again. To our barn. And that's where Mike does his work, in his workshop, in his barn. Let's take you down again and I'll show you the river. So a bit of a tour. So, now looking at all the damage the deer have done. They kind of hoof it up. They are cute animals, but they don't often make a lot of holes. So I'm going to take you down to the river, which by the summertime is just a trickling stream. People say, do you swim in the river? Do you fish in the river? The answer to that is no, because in the summertime, when it is warm enough for us to immerse ourselves in said river, it is nothing more than a couple of inches deep and a couple of feet wide. So it drains off the high land and runs down and onwards to the low ground. So here we are at the river, at the bottom of our garden. There it is. I'm trying to angle you round. And all in there on the other side of a bit of land that we've got, it's full of fallen trees that we will get to in summertime. We have to time it right, because in summertime that bit over there is still quite swampy and it's really quite boggy. So let's take you on a bit more of the garden walk. I hope you're enjoying this trip round our garden. It's just the time of year where we can just start getting out and doing things. And like I said, it's the time of year when I love what the deer do. They kind of hoof up the land, don't they? I don't know what they're looking for. looking for something to eat, if you're looking for minerally stuff. There's a proper path here that they make coming in and out of the forest, so they could be in there right now, couldn't they? All curled up and sleeping and hiding away. And I never see them. I never ever see them. All we get are hoof marks where they've hoofed up the ground and deer poop. That's all we know. But at night time, when we've got the windows open and certain times of year, they kind of make a barking noise. A right old row they are making out there. And we know they're there because the dogs who sleep in our bedroom, they're completely alert. They're completely alert when deer are out there. So I'm going to turn you around now and show you. This is my summer vegetable garden I'm about to show you here. It's my raised bed bit. And this is another part that any day now we'll be filling it back up with soil and tidying it up. And all I've got left growing is some leeks. So I'm going to spin you around gently. There you go. Here's all my raised beds. And all the way around again. And you can see where my greenhouse was and it blew away in the storm. There's still bits of plastic around there. We're going to see if there's anything left of it that we can kind of pull it back over the frame and see if we can salvage any of it. If we can't, I don't think I've got money for a greenhouse this year. I spent 200 on a greenhouse last year and it's, you know, it's a goner. So I don't think there's going to be much greenhousing going on this year. I would like to, because last year I had such a good crop of tomatoes and cucumbers. It was amazing. So there we go. There is a tour of this half of the garden. And I'm just about to show you the other side of the garden. It is 1 hectare, so 2.6 acres. It used to be a quarry and then it was a complete working wood mill. It used to be working land. So it's not good quality land at all. Never been farmland. And I will spin you around. So I've got a great big pile of wood that we were left with from the land when it was cleared. We're still working our way through it. And I'll spin you around again. And you can see the house at the end there is the end of our garden. And the road is the boundary of our garden. And I'll take you around again and show you over my shoulder a strip of woodland that runs along our land as well. So there you are, that is the tour of the garden. And the plans for the garden this summer was to do nothing major at all really, but to just clean up after the storm, get everything cut back, cut the grass, keep it clean and tidy. There is nothing in the budget this year. Anything that's in the budget will go on compost, small tomato plants. If I can't repair the greenhouse, maybe we can just try and buy some plastic to go over it to make like the cheapest form of a greenhouse that we can. So I said compost, I said small plants like tomato plants, cucumber plants, things like that. I don't have anywhere to grow it from seed. I can't put them on the windowsills inside. The windows of our house is open in. So that goes out the question. And I can buy those little plants quite cheaply. So there is the tour of the garden. And we're working on one bit of the garden today where we're going to get one border and some shrubs in and get it all completely finished. I hope you like the garden tour. We've just noticed that we had a lovely rose in a pot here, and I could see all the hoof marks on the freshly dug soil and realised that deer have eaten all the new growth off my roses. And the other thing that deer eat are all the new buds off my little trees. I have grown all of these from saplings, and some of these are 1-year-old oak trees that were just acorns last year that just sprouted, and I got them in 2 pots. So that, for example, might be a 1-year-old oak tree. So this is how I get my trees, and I grow them on. So that one now is a 2-year-old. These are 2-year-old ash trees. They'll need to be about 4 years old before I can get them out in the garden. And even then, they've got a 50-50 chance of the deer eating them or not. And I know somebody's going to say something, you know, give unsolicited advice in a minute and say things like, can't you put up fences? No, can't afford them. Can't you put up electric fences? No, can't afford them. And you can't fence off 1.5 acres. And when there's woodland, and the deer can jump it anyway. So if they want to come in and eat it, they're going to come in and eat it. Here we are, getting the washing done. And you can see here on the right, I have got my All Powers R2500. That's 2.5 kilowatts in that box. We charged it up yesterday in the sun, and after I've done my laundry this morning, I'll have it out there in the midday sun and I'll get it charged up again. It's this time of year that we've moved over from our wood cooking and we dry our laundry over our wood cooker in the kitchen, and we move over to solar. So let me know in the comments box below if you would like to see us setting up our summer solar kitchen and how we run off solar in the summer. So the washing will be done on solar. I'll hopefully get about 3 loads. It uses, so I've gone from 100% power to 80% power. By the time the spin is done, I'll probably be down to I'll have used 30% of the power in the box. I'll probably get 3 washes out of one complete solar charge, and it charges up in about an hour in this sunny weather, and it means I can get all the towels washed, all the bedding washed, and all our clothing washed as well, and get it out in the sunshine to dry. And there we go, being frugal, saving money, using the old solar power. So I managed to do 2 loads of washing on my R2500 all-powered solar box today that we charged up yesterday in the sun. So that's washing, just as we've lost the sunshine today. But here's a good hint, and British people, you all know this, don't you? If the ground is dry, your washing will dry. So it means that the air is dry enough, there's not enough moisture in the air, so it's giving it a bit of a blow. And at this time of year, when it could rain, the weather could change, I always dry my washing on the clothes stands. And then, any sign of rain, we just pick them up and put them in the living room. And this evening we'll have a fire in the living room in the wood stove. We'll put them in front of the wood fire and they will all completely finish drying. So no cost for washing them other than the laundry liquid, and no cost for drying them either. Here I have our R2500 all powers solar panels, solar box out, charging today. And just as I'm filming, the sun has gone behind the clouds, so it's only drawing in 24 watts at the moment. And we had the box out yesterday and we charged it up in the sun completely. I haven't shared a quilting update with you in quite a long time. I've been working through what we quilters call Mount Scrapmore, and I keep all my scraps in these bags of 2 inches. I keep scraps of my binding. I keep scraps of 1.5, 2.5 inches and 3.5 inches. And these bags are now pretty empty, because I have been turning them into something. I'll take you around slowly over here. I've been turning them all into 3.5 inch blocks. So some of them are 9 patches, some of them are triangles, some of them have flipped corners, flying geese, half square triangles, into 4 patches, into strips, and into 12.5 inch blocks. So they are all ready now to start to be sewn into 2 scrappy quilts. So I'm going to be making a lot more 12.5-inch blocks. I've got 18 there. I think I'm probably going to go for 30 to make a very big quilt with them and binding. But all of these are going to be turned into a very big scrappy quilt. And all of these scrappy quilts are the quilts that I make for local charities. Let me show you our finished work for this afternoon. So you can see here I have got 3 hydrangeas and a Millepertius hypericum in there. There's the foxgloves at the back here. They're looking a bit droopy because I've watered them, so put those at the back of the border. I've got a lily I planted in here, somebody gave me. I don't know a proper name for it. Let's see if I get that in focus. There it is. That's a very big shrub when it grows. We call it a pheasant berry. I don't know what it's called properly. And the rest of this are hydrangeas and foxgloves, and I've got some little flowering leeks there as well. So that bed, I'm going to come back slowly for you, it's pretty much done. We will need to get or buy or procure or find, if anyone's got any, some mulch to go over the top of this, because this will be very, very dry in the summer. But that, I think, is a really good afternoon's hour's work. Really pleased with that. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all of your likes. Thank you for your lovely comments. Tell me, what have you been up to this week? What frugal and thrifty things have you been doing around the house or with your family or with your friends or in your community? I love to hear from you. See you all soon. Bye for now.